My name is Daniel McCormick. I'm co-director of the Environmental Artist in Residence program at McCall Center for Visual Art. And we're here today at Freedom Park in Charlotte, North Carolina. To the north of us is Little Sugar Creek and this lowland woodland area right here. This structure here is an ecological project that was created to deal with urban runoff in this area. Part of the problem of development in an urban area is the pavement, the impervious surfaces, and where does that water go? This woodland collects a lot of that water, and these structures are placed strategically through this woodland in order to spread the water out and allow it to sink and matriculate into the creek through the ground instead of over the surface of the woodland area. One of the ideas is to recharge the aquifers and the groundwater and raise the water table, and also to keep the pollutants on this side of the creek, not in the creek. Part of the Environmental Artist in Residence program is to associate artists with scientists and bring local artists in to help with the project. One of the other projects that we have here is the invasive removal collaboration. Several artists, along with arborists and field scientists, are taking a look at the various invasive species and adapting techniques to them to remove them, either in an ecological way, cutting one of the resources that they depend on for life, like light. And so what you see are several techniques like girdling, cutting the root of them, and just things that can stunt their growth or stress the invasive plant out enough so it won't reestablish itself or keep growing. One reason why we want to get rid of the invasive species is because they really impair the habitat of owls and various species that look for their food on the ground. As far as this project goes, it's one of the most scientific projects we've been able to come up with. It's very process-oriented in that we have several plots where the subjects, the plants, are counted and identified in these plots. So we will be able to go back into this site in several months and locate the various methods that we've induced on these plants and take a look at the results.
My name is Mary O'Brien, and I'm co-director of the Environmental Artist program at McCall Center for Visual Art. And here we are in one of the last intact Piedmont bottomlands in the Charlotte region. And it's one of our favorite places to do some of the projects. So the kinds of projects that we've been able to do here in Charlotte are small interventions. For instance, one of the first projects that Daniel and I worked on was this large wall, series of walls, that actually catches the runoff, slows it down, and prevents a great amount of flush going into Sugar Creek and causing erosion. What we had hoped and what we found is that that process put in play many other things, and now we have a native sedge, a native grass coming back that hasn't been seen here in a while. We have a mating pair of barred owls. So we look at that as kind of atypical for the kinds of projects that we see going forward, is that it's really more about the process that the art making and the ecological intervention sets up for the future, for other artists to come in and play off of these, to come with their imagination, their creativity, and take it different steps further. We have identified sites throughout Charlotte, a lot in our Parks and Rec system, in other lands where artists can come and create ecological interventions that set in motion processes that involve our communities, involve science, art making, and it is something that we see in the future that the city of Charlotte has embraced and will embrace, and is quite unique across the country.